Hey Taurus, TT here with another channel message for all of my Taurus collectives, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars placements. Wherever you have Taurus in your chart, if you're guided to this reading, trust and know that you are guided to it for a reason. All of my readings are timeless. If you are new, welcome to our Love Nest over here on Talk Taurus Tarot. If you're returning, welcome back, you guys. A little updates for you guys before we get started. All of the personal reading requests is going to go through a text message, okay? I'm going to place the text message on the screen during this video. It'll be edited somewhere on this video. That is the text number that you can reach out to me directly with. And you can just put personal reading request, and from there I will send you the service sheet, rates, and all that great jazz for us to proceed the process and the steps in order to book a personal reading with me. I will no longer be using Wizio. It has officially gotten on my last nerves, okay? So we're going to gracefully let go of that platform. When it comes to me personally using it, they have a lot of bugs to fix during this time, and it's a lot easier for me to just communicate directly with you one-on-one, okay? This way I can get up with you if there's any issues and so forth, because Lord knows I about done had it up to my last nerve. Okay, so let's talk to all of my Tauruses with zero tolerance. Okay, this is for my Tauruses that have a very straight, blunt, cut to the chase, no nonsense type of energy. Okay, you are very direct. Okay, let's just put it that way. You're very direct with what you say. You mean what you say. You do not play any games. Okay, whatever this is about, you're sensitive about your shit. Okay, this could have something to do with your stability, your finances, your career, but or you just worked really hard to get to this point, and because you are at that position, wherever it is on your journey, whatever this looks like for you, it feels like you have a really good hold or handle on your empire. Okay, your empire could just be your private sanctuary in your home, or your empire is your business, or you are in a managerial position. I'm also picking up this energy where you may be in a position where you hire or fire people. So overall, you know, your boss's boss's boss. Okay, this feels like this is a message coming from the Most High, okay, directly to you as a chosen one. Okay, I'm picking up strong energy towards my chosen ones, with a keen perspective or insight when it comes to fair judgment. All right, I'm not picking up this energy where you're just reckless or you're unfair. This is like you're doing things fair. You're being honest with yourself. You're really taking a position of authority in your life. Anyone that's in your life has no choice but to respect that, right? And I feel like in this space, you're standing up for yourself. All right. And you're being very clear about what your wants are and what your needs are and what you know you need for your mental, spiritual, and emotional clarity. Now, does that ruffle people's feathers? I'm sure. Is there chaotic energy around you? Absolutely. But you said what you have said and you meant it. Or whatever this is for you, Spirit is backing you up. The Most High is backing you up. Like I said, this is coming from your boss's boss's boss. And what they had said was, you are intelligent, you are on the right path, you have a very keen insight on fair judgment, and whatever decision that you make, it's about to be the right one. If you've already made this decision, okay, the steps that you're being guided to take, you're making the right decision. This could be just you speaking up for your self-esteem, right? Or who you know you are, taking the steps that you're guided on your chosen path to really put yourself out there and speak up in areas where you feel called to speak up. We also have a master number, 22, Galactic Federation, collaborations, meetings, communities. Like I said, you could be forming a group, right, or a community of people that are fighting for the same thing. I feel like you're a mediator, or you may be that third person being brought into a situation to mediate. All right, a situation. All right, I'm picking up HR energy, so someone could have worked for HR, or you are a part of HR. You have a very, like I said, no nonsense type of approach here. You know how to get in and get it done, whatever this is. I'm also picking up someone that may be like a council. So like in your personal lives, with the federation here showing up, the council showing up. You could be a direct channel where when it comes to just chaotic situations, you know how to talk someone off a ledge, or you know how to speak to someone in a way where they can see more than one perspective. And through that ability, you know, you're able to, what they call it? Resolve conflict. There we go. And I feel like this is making someone jealous a little bit. I'm picking up a jealous energy. Someone may feel like the oddball out. There's something about being unable to trust something. So I don't know. We're going to see what fate is to come of this situation, because Spirit is saying whatever is to come of this situation, they want you to just know that it was fated to happen that way. And you're not intended to fix anyone or anything. You deliver the messages, you do your job, you get in, you get out. One and done, I heard. Okay. So whatever is to come of this situation, know and trust that you have done all that it was intended for you to do. Okay. Sometimes just being in the right place at the right time is all you were meant to do. Maybe it's not even speaking. It's just your presence. Okay. We have survival, adaptable, reliable. So very earth energy. Okay. Taking steps. This card kept wanting to come out. So it's time for you to ground something. It's like, you know, you can't rely on anyone else but yourself. When you do it yourself, you get it done. For example, just how I told y'all about me having an issue with Wizio. It's like Spirit is forcing me to just do it myself. Do it myself. Cut out the middleman. Cut out the in-between. You could do it all by yourself. You don't need anyone. I mean, you could. But, I mean, Spirit is saying you don't need it. Okay? It ain't gonna kill you, Taurus, to do something on your own. To walk this path on your own. What I said, as soon as I said walk this path on your own, it says the honoring path. Intentions, we have 4 and 7. So Spirit is really wanting you to have it all. Look at that, luck and chance. Take a chance on you. Anytime you've ever bet on yourself, have you ever found yourself void? When you bet on yourself, when you take a chance on you, when you invest in yourself, your body, your mind, and your spirit, has it ever left you void? All right. Forget what anyone else is saying about what their expectations are of you in order to have a healthy relationship, in order for you guys to work out together. Has your spiritual practices, all right, your leaps and bounds, your chances that you took for yourself on your path, it has never failed you. I don't care what relationship you come into. I don't care how many friends or family is around. When it comes to God and when it comes to the Most High is saying, I have never left you alone. There has never been a time where you needed God and God did not show up for you. I don't care what nobody says. So if you have someone in your life that is so egotistical to the point where they feel like they can't survive without having some type of validation or confirmation from you on a regular, then that is a them problem. That is their self-esteem problem. That has nothing to do with you. You're taking the steps that God is calling you to take. You're walking down the path where God is taking you to walk down. Okay? And everything else is in your rear view. It's in your rear view. It's behind you. Even that which you feel you may have lost. You have moved in a new direction. So you're being guided to move in a totally new direction. away from any type of controlling, conflicted energies, anyone that makes you feel like there's so much drama or this need to like be possessive or controlling, or they have to have, in order for them to change, they have to have the sun and the moon has to rise and set on their ass. Anunnaki energy. Spirit is saying the right type of people will come to you. You being resilient despite adversity. All right. Yeah, didn't I say the right type of people? New supportive connections. Philosophy, releasing karma, mysticism. So what I see here, Taurus, is pretty clear cut here. All right. Some of you, this is a job. All right. You may have a boss or a manager. It's been great. You've been able to really create a lot of wealth. All right. You've been able to really progress, you know, with just enough to get by, with just enough to succeed. There is a conflict of interest though. All right. This conflict of interest could be night and day. All right. Y'all could be opposites. All right. Maybe you're a morning person, they're a night person. Maybe you have one type of goal or dream and the other has another. Either way, all right, this could be actual, you know, cultural differences that really, you know, take you both down two different paths. All right, one person could be more faithful, the other one could be more in survival mode. And this has a lot to do with your abundance, Taurus. All right, when I see survival and the element, you being in the right element, like you need to be in your element. You need to be in your strength, really. You need to feel very confident about whatever this is you're investing in, so that way you can curate, manifest more abundance into your life. And I feel like it's just a matter of you being in the right energy. It's not even saying that there's much that you have to do. This is just when you feel good, Taurus, everything else flows abundantly towards you. When you take the right steps and you go in the right direction, you may not know what it's going to look like on the other end. People may not understand why you feel guided to go left, right, up, down, around, and again. But you're just following your intuition. That's how I feel. You're taking the steps that you feel guided to take, no matter what. And like I said, it may look like you're taking your savings and you're moving in one direction one season, and then boom, you're moving in another season. You know? But this is like Spirit is calling you to come to the forefront. Spirit is calling you to take your place at the front of the line, okay? The season of needing to just have enough to survive so you can feel confident, you know, that you have a good thing or a sure thing. That's a codependency. That's a comfort. And anytime you're in a job or you're in a position where it starts to feel like, oh, all I need is just enough, or I'm making just enough to be comfortable, Spirit is saying you can acquire so much more than that. These events that shake things up for you are intended to get you moving in a new direction, to try new different things, right? To put yourself out there in different ways. You know, and if there's something in particular that you don't necessarily personally agree with, it's better to follow that compass than to switch yourself up to agree with anyone else. What's drawing to my mind is American Horror Stories. Okay, I know this is an extreme example, but follow me, because somebody needs to hear this. Maybe not all of you, but for whoever you are, this part is specifically for you, and you will know who you are. Okay, like you just have to know when I say what I'm about to say. In American Horror Stories, there was, I guess it was the season of the convent, right? And in the convent, there was, Madame Laurie Laveau. There was the convent from the witchy perspective, and there was pretty much like two directions, right? Essentially, all of them doing the same thing, okay? Because, there was even bigger wars to be fought, but nonetheless, let's stick to the example the visions that I'm being shown. In that situation, I can't believe who it was, but in the convent, in the house, there was like this black girl, voodoo doll, right? And she learned from, her sisters, okay, in the convent. And she felt alone, okay? Now, this is the example that I'm getting with this. When it came time for her to interact or engage with her kind, okay, there was a conflict of interest. Anunnaki energy here. It's still that 5, that conflict, that change, that resistance, right? And the reason why I'm saying that to you is because it's true. Accessing certain ancestral information based off your tribe or your culture, it's fixed, okay? A lot of times you'll have to be initiated into certain things. A lot of times you'll have to be acknowledged by the spirit realm, okay? That this is something that's sacred. This is something that we are, hold on a second. This is something that we are acknowledging and giving access and reverence to. So yes, there are some things where you wouldn't be able to share, you wouldn't be able to do certain things, and we honor and respect those traditions based off of those that are devout initiates or devotees to these things. And somewhere along the line, I feel like your compass is really taking you towards certain steps that bring you back to your roots, okay? With this earth element here, your element, right? So there are a lot of things, and this could be like for example, one of the big things that Marie said to her was, you don't know who you are, okay? And if you don't know who you are, then who can do anything for you, or something to that effect that she said. So this is a journey of you discovering who you really are, your lineage, right? And what that looks like for you, at least this segment of the reading. And the reason why you need to know that is because I feel like there's a lot that you're going to discover about yourself, and it's going to take you down a path that really puts you on your north node, okay? You see the compass here? Because there are a lot of traditions, and I know we say everything is divine source and divine consciousness, and that is absolutely true. But even in the school of Hogwarts, you still had Gryffindor, you still had Slytherin, you still had houses of differences that dedicated themselves to learning or exploring philosophy down so many different paths, right? So there is no need to want to control that everyone follow one particular path when there are so many different houses, right? That you might chemically within your body or whatever on a soul level, you might be gravitated to the Slytherin house versus the Gryffindor. You might gravitate to this group more than that group, or this lifestyle more than that lifestyle. That is the beauty of being in human expression or in a human experience, is that you get to decide the clothes. You get to decide all these different things. And when I say you, I'm talking about your soul. So when you ask to be connected to your higher self is saying you have an element, you have a house, you have a path. And the only way to get you to discover what it is to take you down all the paths, okay? To take you down so many different directions to where you know without a shadow of a doubt that this is where you belong. Okay, you get what I'm saying? And this could also be a factor of maybe you have your father's side of your family and your mother's side of your family, and maybe they're from different races and you have different cultures and you don't know which one is more valuable or more important than the other. They have different belief systems and it's all created this chaos, right? So you could have some guides, some ancestors, and everyone's rooting for their house, right? Everyone's rooting for their traditions and their practices. But just like in the movie Shang-Chi, I think he said where he was so conflicted because his dad was bad, right? And his mother was good, but they still came together. And though it ended with her essentially dying, right? He held on to that resentment or that grief for his father, taking him on this journey as like being the prodigal son or whatever. And then having to return back home and go through that strife all over again. There's this energy where when his aunt said to him that, yes, you are your father, yes, you are your mother, but the beauty about you is you get to decide. You get to decide and create like your own special version. And I feel like that's where someone is in this direction. Like, I don't know if I should go this direction or this direction, which path is better. And Spirit is just saying, try them all. Like, your guides are just saying, try them all. Take a chance. Roll a dice. Flip a coin. Do whatever it takes to get you moving. Because no matter what you decide, you're still going to land on your feet. You're a cat. You got 9 lives. I think I'm going to name it that. Because what you don't see as well is that there's always going to be an enemy. There's always going to be a third party. There's always going to be something in the shadow or something lurking behind, or people that you have to leave behind, and that's okay, right? But you got to be able to make the decision. You got to be able to make that judgment and be fair with yourself. This is a time, Taurus, to be a little bit selfish. I'm not going to hold you. A little bit selfish with what you want. All right. Now isn't the time to be, I just want to please this person. I just want to make them happy, because guess what? They're going through their own shifts and turbulences as well. But if you're too shaky and you're not and you're not sure about who you are, when they bug back or they have these little outbursts or tantrum, you're going to fall for it, right? You're going to just start changing up yourself over and over again to suit whatever narrative they want. And this is where you're being tested, I feel. Like, okay, I'm aware that you're having some pushback. I'm aware that you're not really liking the new thing that I'm bringing to the table. I'm aware that it's not really your style. But at the end of the day, I also have to honor my path. I also have to honor who I was called to be by the divine. I love you, but I also was called to be by the divine, honored as well, or I have to honor my ancestors. So this is also about being able to pass over the baton, right? And being able to honor other traditions, even if it's not something that you personally would agree with or you like or perceive to be even important. Like, you could be so high into the sky that you forget your human experience. And I feel like something about this energy feels grounded in some type of tradition or some type of culture. And this has been one of the hardest things for humanity to learn how to do, is how to play fair or how to play nice in the sandlot. Okay. It's like, when you go to the sandlot or the sandbox and you're like, everyone is shouting out where they're from, like Bronx, MIGAYO, you're shouting out all these New Orleans. Okay. You're shouting out all these different cliques, right? This is what you rep. And there's like this elephant in the room. Because maybe you're just that different, Taurus. Maybe you're just that one in a bunch where you're just so, well, what do you believe in, or what do you do? And you're like, whatever I want to do. Or, what does it matter? Why do I have to have an identity? Why do I need to give you a name? What does that mean for you? And you could have, people around you that are like, do you really have to be difficult? And the reality of it is, like, you're not being difficult. But why isn't there a lane for those that just want to just do them? And I feel like you're in that lane of, it's like you're creating a new path for yourself. You're blending different things and you're making something very unique for you. And other people are having to learn how to play nicely or get out of the sandlot. Okay, that's what Spirit is saying. Either you're going to play nicely and you're going to respect the traditions or the cultures or the spiritual practices of the people that you love around you, or you can get away. That's the only two options that is here, because the problem is not being able to control another person or be able to control the narrative of the story being told, and not feeling comfortable with how those things are perceived. So a lot of you will meet new kindred spirits. You will meet new soul tribes that really understand that road of being the oddball out, or that road of being so different, where you guys are able to share philosophies and experiences without needing to judge each other or be so overly critical. It's hard to find that type of community or that type of network that isn't so focused on your net worth. And I feel like you're about to receive that. The divine is intentionally guiding you towards a path where your differences are honored versus used against you. And a lot of people will be in your rearview mirror. But I feel like you're going to walk away from this situation and take the steps in your life that leaves you unscraped, untouched, unbothered. And you're going to just watch them self-destruct themselves. But it's going to be from your rearview mirror and not from your foresight. Which, amen, hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, look at that, Queen of Pentacles. Hold on one second. All right, I'm back, Taurus. I had to check on my son and give him some love and attention. But no, I got caught up. I'm not even gonna hold you. It all worked out because I ended up needing to use the bathroom, and then I had to go online, and something was just guiding me to take steps to do some research. Okay, like getting an office space. Branching out. Okay, so you may be looking at office space, suites, or just trying to figure out, where you feel like you want to go and enter the, like, it feels like you're being guided to take certain steps that will prepare you to be able to house or open shop to a wider audience, okay, or a wider path, okay? And it's just about a matter of you doing some research and taking a risk. And I feel like I said, you will meet the right people at the right time. All of it is coming full circle. It's coming into fruition. I feel like you're changing as well. You're not so controlling. You're not so you don't spend too much time getting caught up in confrontation with other people. I feel like you've learned how to really transmute those situations into gold. So you have like the Midas touch. That's the energy that I'm picking up here. Like when you do meet drama or adversity, instead of just sticking in a situation or sitting in it and allowing it to mess with your stability and put you back into survival mode, I feel like you allow this, like, okay, this is my element. I'm good at this. I know what to do. I've been given the tools and the resources. So I'm going to utilize it, and I'm going to put myself in a position where I'll go in another direction, right? I'll listen to spirit. Spirit may be showing you like, hey, maybe you need some space. Maybe you need to get out of the house, right? Maybe you need to take a trip and travel and go and do something for yourself. There's a reason why spirit is guiding you to do certain things. And I feel like it's all going to make sense in the future. But for right now, you just got to listen. All right, I am picking up also. It took a lot to get you out of your way, Taurus. That's what spirit is showing me. So, like I said, that just came out of nowhere. And I personally do not need to go elsewhere and look for anything in specifically. But, you know, I feel like all of it's interconnected. The desire to branch out, right? You could be looking for a home. You could be pulling up online to look for a bigger space so you can house whatever products you have, and you don't want to have everything on top of you, you know, things like that. Or some of y'all are just taking steps to go out more and have more good experiences. You've already dealt with the controlling relationships. You've already dealt with the prideful people, and you're like, I'm done with that shit. I want to have new experiences. And look what, whoa. Little do you know, the King and Queen of Pentacles and the Lovers. Taurus. Do we have love here? Might I say? For those of you that are involved with someone, you may be guided to take certain steps because, you know, when you spend some time away from one another, you end up missing each other, you know? And you're not hovering over each other so much and letting things get in between the relationship. That might be what spirit is guiding you towards. For those of you that are single, yeah, and you're ready to mingle, okay? There's that energy as well, where the steps that you're being guided to take has something to do with your abundance that leads to love. And when you reach a level of recognition, okay, what does that mean? For those of you that are in pursuit of love, or you're in pursuit of finding that person in your life that just is the twinkle in your eye that does it for you, spirit is saying when you've reached a level of success towards your abundance, where you have, you know, people that know who you are. Some of you, you're going to meet this person in pursuit of that level of success. And others of you, it's like you just have made a name for yourself. Something about that's going to also usher in supportive connections, and it's really healthy energy here. But it's like you take a risk and you leave some shit behind, and it brings you down a path that is beyond your wildest dreams. That's how I feel. You leave an entire past of lack behind, lacking something, wanting more, survival mode. All that energy is like, I mean, it was cute for that season, but it wasn't long term, okay? Something wasn't long term. Something is only going to last for a season, not a long time, my love. So we have the King of Wands. I see here, like, on this journey, what you're going to discover is, like I said, you're just going to meet a plethora of people. It's like fine, you know, drinking fine wine, eating expensive cheese. I don't know. Take it how it resonates. But I'm seeing here, you're just going to meet a lot of solid people in your life that they're not flaky. That's the best way that I could put it. You're going to meet people in your life that genuinely support you, and vice versa. They're not flaky. They're not in and out of your life. It's like they're not going to be mad at you if you had to take some time to yourself. Things like that. Those are the type of connections that are coming to you, you know, ambitious people, supportive type of people, that where it's like, these aren't the type of crab in a barrel type mentality people. That's in your past. And where you're headed is towards the type of connections where it's like, I lift you up, we lift each other up. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just, we support each other, right? So like, oh, I have a coworker that's really good at doing this, or I have a friend that's really doing that. And it's just cohesive. Finally, it's like, it may have taken a lot just to get to this point. At least that's what it's going to feel like. Especially for, like I said, my entrepreneurs out there. Yeah, you're getting over something. But I feel like you're getting over it by forgiving. You're forgiving a lot of people. You're forgiving a lot of drama. You're forgiving a lot of people that brought drama into your life. You're forgiving those that may have made you feel like you didn't have enough. And I'm saying that is, they didn't mirror back to you the prosperity you were mirroring to them. So you may have been encouraging them, trying to get them to see their light, trying to get them to believe in themselves. But all they were able to mirror back to you were their insecurities. And I feel like the reason why they were able to mirror that back to you is because you were saying it, but I don't think you were really believing it to the degree that you're believing it now. So back then, you were saying it over and over and over again long enough so you can actually believe it for yourself. And through that process of, the more you said it, the more your subconscious agreed, and your subconscious just started to multiply. That was what they remember about you. They remember that, oh, you were saying that, but you don't really believe that. And you couldn't believe it yet because you were doing some type of subconscious rewiring. So this could take 21 days. This could be something that you're doing to reaffirm yourself, right? What you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. But I feel like the steps that you're being guided to take, something is happening here, Taurus. Someone is helping you. I can't quite put my finger on it. So there may be something that's blocking you from being able to really see this. But man, do I want to dive into this a little bit more. So if y'all are up for it, this part of the reading is just really going to be looking into this love connection here. Because I feel like it's catching my eye. This is just something too special happening right here, not to take a deeper look at it. So we're going to tap more into this love aspect and not just general. Yeah. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Yeah, something has been trying to, there's a third party that's been looking into your life that has been trying to keep you from acquiring this level of success, this level of romance, trying to really keep you stuck in fear or trapped to a situation, trying to trap you, bind you. There is an enemy in your midst, Taurus. And I'm sure you probably know this. Like I said, I've been picking up on this third energy in general. But I feel like someone's emperor might be playing a little dirty here. All right. And we're talking about perspective. Okay. And when I say emperor, I mean they may be utilizing dark energy. Utilizing dark energy to call you in, where they may be meditating to heal you at a distance. Okay. So someone has been sending you orbs of light at a distance, meditating on this energy, this could be you, Taurus, or vice versa, but whatever it is that you're meditating on, they're sending you, this could be Reiki that they're sending you at a distance. This could be healing energy that they're sending you at a distance, but they're meditating on sending you some type of energy to help you ascend and get over this fear. So there is something going on where you're feeling more like this urge to conquer your fears, right? To really heal. So it's like someone is helping you, like they're using chaos energy. And when I say chaos energy, saying Reiki, that's the sweet version, right? But if I'm going to be real with you, I feel like this is someone that knows how to deeply hold a meditation for long periods at a time, possibly even go into a trance, possibly even travel or astral travel to wherever you are, astral project, where they're intentionally triggering you to heal you. They may be even using other third-party people to come into your life and force the triggering to happen a lot faster. What? So you can really emerge like a diamond out of a rough type energy. In your community, in your environment, you may be feeling like, what the hell? Why is it I can't catch a break? There is a very powerful energy here utilizing the light and the dark. And it's by calling you in, okay? Like what they may be even saying things like just through prayer, right? Prayer is powerful, where they could be saying, whatever lessons my person needs to learn, Spirit, please allow this person to learn it as quickly as possible. I could be burning candles, right? It's a lot of things that could be going on, but I really want to see into this energy because you are being called on. Didn't I say that? Disruption philosophy. All right, we have releasing karma. So you have someone in your energy, Taurus. They can't really come in until you have healed this karma. Right? Until this has changed within your energy. There's something that they need you to change within this energy. So let's see. Spirit, can you show me this energy over here, this masculine energy's true form in spirit, please? I even heard you have to ask the right questions. What? So this energy is saying you have to ask the right questions. Just asking anything won't do. What in the Wizards of Waverly Place is going on today? So you have to ask this energy the right questions. Okay, so let's ask another question. Spirit, what question should I ask? Whoa. So we have new beginning and hope. So as soon as I thought it, I didn't even get to say it out loud. But right when I was about to say something, I can't even remember the damn question. It was coming in like a thought, right? A download. And it was, I would think I was trying to ask, where does it originate from? Or where does the energy originate from? Okay. So am I picking up angelic source energy? When I see babies, that makes me think of source. Okay. And one, from that one source energy, right? The divine. So this energy originates from the divine hope. So I feel like whoever this energy is, it feels like God's prayer. So when you pray and you're like, instead of giving me what I want, you're asking God, give me what's best for me. That's what it feels like. Like you're not asking for a specific person anymore. You're not asking for a specific type anymore. You're not asking about your ego. You're not asking about certain things that would normally attract you, with this devil energy. You're not asking for anything of attachments. You're asking the creator, you're asking source energy to, I want something from the Most High. Does that make sense? Like you're ready to receive something from the Most High. You, with all of these attachments, all of these karmic lessons, you're ready to put that to rest, to bed. And I feel like that's the journey of this fool that you're heading towards. Say who? So you may be asking like with this out, you may be asking with this out energy, like who is it or who? Spirit is saying, take a look at yourself. Okay, when you take a look at yourself, you're gonna see this person. Cause I heard, take a look at my girlfriend. No. And of course, boyfriend, girlfriend doesn't matter. But what I'm seeing here is, take a look at yourself and you will know that person. When you look at yourself, you will know that person. But it's a matter of if the only thing you can see in yourself is, the bad relationships. If the only thing you can see within yourself is the prior attachments, if all you can see is the lack and the toxicity that you've had to experience in those previous situations, relationships, or whatever, the drama you had to go through, the third party energy, if that's the only thing you can see when you look at yourself, then that will be what you receive. But Spirit is saying, if you can hold space for a new beginning and a new dawn or a new day, and you can start to mirror this open energy without any karmic lessons, right? Without any third party energies, without any blockages, you'll be able to receive a counterpart from the divine. And just as you are praying for and healing yourself for this, so is someone else. This is about being willing to do the internal work, being willing to heal resentment, being willing to heal controlling aspects about yourself, being willing to really go within that void and fill it up with divine creator substance, right? Fill it up with that golden white light or whatever it is. Shift the color, shift the perspective. And I feel like there may be more than one person that may assist you with this. This could be, everyone coming together and praying to remove this attachment. This could be a spiritual attachment, right? This could be a spiritual curse. This could be anything. It's different for so many Tauruses, but all of them are currently existing at the same time, if that makes sense, which means multiple timelines, multiple things are playing in, but overall, this is like your prayer. Your prayer is, I would like to receive the highest of the high vibration Okay. So what does that mean? You got to go get that coffee, right? You got to get that coffee. You got to go. You got to go where your steps are being guided. You have to go where spirit is taking you. You have to do the work that spirit is guiding you to do. Okay? And continue looking at yourself and asking yourself, what do you see? Is there any attachments you do not like? Is there any types of traits that you feel like you need to balance out or harmonize? Okay? Have you forgiven have you forgiven your past? Have you forgiven your past family members? Have you forgiven the things that have happened to you? And if you can never let go of those attachments, then you will only be able to receive that which you see in yourself. So it's time to go within and really heal this across all timelines in every dimension simultaneously. And you are being assisted, because where you're being guided to take these steps, there's also that counterpart energy that's assisting you, that's also encouraging and praying for the same thing. If you're dedicated, then that would mean that your counterpart is dedicated as well. So there is always going to be that work being done. As long as you're doing the work on yourself, like the Most High is saying, then that's enough hope. That's faith of a mustard seed. It's worth it. Do you see what I'm saying? There's always a method to the madness. Wait for important information, and spirit is going to give you signs, synchronicities, confirmations. Wait for the clues. It says wait for important information, strategy. There's a reason why spirit is not telling you every single thing that you may want to know. You are not alone healing chaos. This has to be healed out. Your guardian angels have to assist you deal with all of this. You know, it's like maturing, right? Think about a time in your life where you may have been attracted to the bad girls or the bad boys, right? And at some point, no one or nothing could have told you that that wasn't what you wanted to be involved with, right? And then at a certain point in your life, you got guided away from a lot of different things, and it may have come with a lot of pushback, right? But when you were in that state of perception or that state of consciousness, you didn't see anything wrong with it. And that's okay. Now that you're on this phase, spirit is saying, look at yourself again and see if there is anything that you do not want to take with you. If there is anything that you do not want to take with you, now is the time to go ahead and purge that. Now is the time to go ahead and forgive and heal that. The chaos, otherwise it's going to it's just going to come in and create more destruction in anything that you're trying to build now or even in the future. Because at the end of the day, you're the storm. You're the chaos. It's your reflection. It's your reality. And it's going to require you to start reflecting something that you really genuinely want for your future. Very powerful. Very powerful energy. So these are thoughts, intentions, perspectives, having, clear thought for once. This is you getting clear on what it is that you need to work on, and where it is that you're going, and what it is that you need to do. Okay. What is it, spirit? It's not to be mistaken. Ego, okay? Not to be mistaken with egotistical energy. There's a difference here. And there's something that you're about to it feels like you ever gauge, you're about to be able to gauge this and be able to discern the difference between confidence, right? And ego. A distorted ego versus a healthy ego. You're discerning that really well. Let's see something right here. Hold on. Spirit. Something is faded, you guys. it's in your dreams. Something about your dreams. So when you sleep, you see clear. But when you wake up, it's hard to see what you received in your dreams. But it's like, why though? Hold on. Oh, that changes everything. Like I said, it's this devil energy. It's all over you. Irritation, supernatural, overload. Something is too hard. Feels too hard to have a new beginning. The obligation is too hard to get to this. It's something about something is literally a third party energy specifically disturbing you from this blessing. Okay? Where all you could do is work and save money and wait. Work, save money and wait. Work, save money and wait. And it's like, but there is something that is restricting this new beginning from coming in. And I feel like you may hear that a lot, but it's like, what is it? It's this devil energy. It's an attachment. There's an obligation, a contract, or something that you don't want to be bothered with, but you have to deal with. You don't really want to have to be bothered with this, but you got to deal with it. You cannot ignore that this is a thing. You cannot ignore that this is a real situation. Okay? And it's like just on the other side of that is a blessing. A new beginning, hope being restored, but something seems too hard. Spirit, can we go into this devil energy? Illness. It's inside. It's a dis-ease, something that makes you feel weak. You have a weakness for this. Whatever it is, whoever it is, you have a weakness for it. But it's not healthy. Messes with your peace. Something messes with your peace. That could be multiple people. Danger, caution, injury, detection, investigation, proof. Deception, pretending, inconsistency. So, like I said, this could be multiple people that put on a facade like they really want to be in your life. It's like a lot of vampire energy. It's a lot of low vibrational energy, codependency, people with mental issues, emotional issues, situations that really empathically could drain you. All right. They'll tell you whatever that you want to hear just to remain in your life and in your energy. And when they feel like their battery is being depleted, it's like they're unable to cultivate this for themselves. I mean, they could if they would vibrate higher and really do the work if they have the level of commitment that you have for themselves, they would be able to restore their own energy and cultivate it a lot faster. But they need it from other people in order to charge their vessel. In order to charge them, they need to outsource. So there's a lot of people around you pretending to be on this spiritual journey, but they have to constantly outsource their recharge. So when they're unable to directly be in your life, they start astral projecting to you. When they're unable to really have you directly, they start to become toxic around you. They start to do certain things. So it's an attachment that wants to possess you. And when it starts to feel seen, or it starts to feel like you are onto it, then it creates a series of events that's going to create drama. And then what's going to happen is it's only fated at that point for those people to start arguing with you, saying certain things, being petty. It's going to be difficult for them to pretend any longer. It's going to be difficult for them to maintain the same level of consistency that they had at the beginning during this difficult season. So it'll come in stages. It's going to come like, oh, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at this. Or, they're going to say it's not you, it's them. So, which is like an indirect way of like deflecting, but at the same time trying to hold a very small amount of accountability for their own energy outpouring all over the place. And the lower and lower that they feel, then you're going to start seeing versions of them come to the like a pimple, right? But before it's ready to pop, what happens? It starts to fill up with pus. So that's essentially the mood swings you're going to see. And it feels like that this is healing chaos, though. This is healing chaos. Because Spirit wants you to see how you'll know that something is wrong with a person, and you keep giving them opportunities to change. So the healing chaos is you, Taurus, until you heal that thing within inside of you that constantly believes that you can fix people, or constantly wants to be that self-sacrificing person, you're going to keep attracting that. Then when it becomes too difficult, right, where it becomes an overwhelming, when it becomes too excessive, and now it's messing with it's affecting your life, it's affecting your energy, then you become aware. So it's like you let people stay longer than their expiration date, and it's like they can tell you anything and you will believe it, because you have like this energy of, it, but until you have proof, until they show themselves, you just let them run around in your energy wild. And when it starts manifesting in your life through your own vibration feeling drained, through you feeling weaker, through you feeling more tired, then you start to look around like, who is it? And Spirit is saying, don't ask who it is. You already know who it is. You already know who they are. And it's like, this happens in moments where you get lonely. Something about when you're lonely, or when you feel alone, you will allow certain people back around you, certain substances, I'm hearing for some of you, that just doesn't leave you feeling too good. Didn't I tell you that? And then what's happening? It's faded. You got to heal this in order to experience eternal love. And look, the energy doesn't even want you to have better. No. Some of y'all have stalkers. Some of you have people that watch you from the corner of their eye. They can't help but to constantly be suspicious, waiting for the shoe to fall off on the other foot, crab in a barrel type mentality. Yeah. It'd be a whole lot easier, the card drop, but it'd be a whole lot easier just to trap you. All right, this is people that you these are people that tolerate you. Okay, and vice versa. There's this tolerance, confinement. I'm restricted to this because what? I feel like it would be a lot easier. These are just people that just don't want to do the work. These are the attachments. They don't want to do the work. They're on this vibration of, they have identity issues. They're one way with you one day. They're another way with you on another day. These could be your family, your friends, your relationship partners. They're in a constant state of mental torment with their insecurities. It's a gray area over here. So they project that over anything, you being able to see new, you being able to feel like you can give birth to anything new. Well, I don't want you to give birth to anything new because I need you. I want you. I need to have you. And if I can't control that, it makes me feel some type of way. I have needs. I have wants. That's the type of traps, and then you might sit there. Some of you guys might sit there and be like, well, you know what? It's right. You have to consider how the other one person feels. Why do you believe that? Why do you believe that you have to consider someone else's needs and wants? Why is that your priority? What's difficult about them being able to get up off their ass and make themselves their priority? Because they will tolerate you as long as you allow them to. They will tolerate whatever you are offering. They will tolerate you to have or experience whatever it is you have. Because it's strategic. So whoever you need me to be, I'll be that person. And trust and believe the moment they get the opportunity to lock you down, put you in a certain predicament, the moment they feel like they're out of it and they're out of the cage and you're in the cage, they will take the key, lock it, throw it away, and that's where they wanted you from the beginning. But how much will it take for you, Taurus, to start saying, okay, no, no, no? Promise. Truth of the matter, Taurus, is you can create and manifest whatever it is you want. You don't need any attachments. You don't need anyone. And if you can manifest one, you can manifest a third, a fourth, a fifth, a seventh, and eighth, and ninth, 10th. It will never end. The question is, what is it that you want? All right. I'm also seeing here that some of you are basing your decisions off of what someone else has told you you're fated to experience. Until you're in the position where you feel like, I chose this for myself, I am accountable for what I'm choosing, you can't blame the next person for something that you chose for you. So even if someone gives you a reading or someone is a healer and they tell you, oh, this is going to work, at the end of the day, you have to choose that for yourself. And then you also have to be the one to decide if you want to continue or stop. There is no one standing over you with a paddle telling you that you're going to be doomed to experience this in the event that you don't, unless you believe it. The only way to oppress the person is to convince them that they're meant to be oppressed. Spirit has been giving you these same gems over and over again. So when you decide, okay, what it is that you want, you'll know what direction you want to go in. And I feel like Spirit is saying, that is also a codependency. Basing your decisions off of what someone else has told you is also a form of codependency. Using it as guidance, as a means to confirm the energy that you're manifesting, is way more healthier than attaching yourself to an outcome based off something that someone told you, right? And not realizing that you're allowing the devil to control you. The devil is having its way with you because you cannot see that. You've attached yourself to the future outcome, and under no circumstances have you decided that you're ready to put forth the everyday due diligence and the commitments in order to clear the energy, including that attachment, where you no longer even need that attachment. This is raking the fucking guck up out of you, rooting it, pulling it from the root, and then realizing that it's through consistency that you experience eternal love, right? Not consistency for another person, but consistently choosing yourself, consistently putting yourself first. Okay? Your counterpart is going to love you for always putting you first. Your counterpart is going to assure you that they are going nowhere based off of the fact that you are willing to be selfish. Because if you're selfish, if you're showing this image that you put yourself first no matter what, then shouldn't your counterpart be putting themselves first no matter what? There's some energies that are trying to be cleared here. In order to experience the blessing, you have to confront the dis-ease. What is causing the irritation? The irritation is placing your love so far outside of yourself that you're unable to see it within you, placing your determination on what you want for your future so far outside of yourself that you'll say, well, I did this because Sally told me 3 years ago that this was going to be the outcome. So I've been waiting for the outcome for the past 3 years because Sally told me. Is it Sally's fault that you have been waiting 3 years? No. You gave up your free will to the devil. It's not the person or the reading or anything that someone told you, but it's to your attachment to results, your attachments to having things your way, your control, your need to know that even if I don't do something that shows myself approved, even if I don't study to show myself approved, even if I don't do the work to prepare myself for what it is I'm calling in, that I'm still supposed to have it. And many of you, a couple of years ago, someone told you that you were going to get your person back. And so for those 3 years, you sat around and you did absolutely fucking nothing except escape reality. Now you have something and you can barely hold on to it because you don't know how to love yourself still. Okay? That's a constant situation which dupes any type of reconciliations, dupes any types of agreements, because again, there's a lack of being equally yoked, which is what was always intended to have experienced a new beginning. So now we got to transmute all of this energy, right? We got to transmute all this energy at the same damn time. Like, it's hard, but I'm going to commit to it because this is what I asked for. Of course, it's going to be hard. And if you're still thinking about, oh my God, it's going to take forever, that's going to irritate you and that's going to make you vibe low. Instead of you saying, we are already there. We have already achieved that. There's nothing to be so overly obsessed over, like, oh, time is wasted, or there's nothing to obsess over. You're just creating a dark cloud over something that really is a personal thing. This is a you issue. The Spirit is saying it doesn't matter how many new beginnings I give you. It doesn't matter how many reconciliations I give you. You're going to always dupe it. Doesn't matter how many new people that I bring into your life that is suitable. You will literally continue to what? Not see it. You'll walk right past. Because your vision is distorted. The way you perceive is not ready for something so great. So what happens? Piss poor. What they say? Pretending like, you just waiting around for the mailman to deliver you your package. You want a ready-made everything. You want a microwave society. You even want a microwave companionship. You want a microwave relationship. Because you got control issues around time. You have control issues around the lack of how you could be spending your time. There's 1,000,001 things you could be doing with your personal self to improve your personal self, to develop your personal self, and it should not be contingent on another person validating that for you, stroking your ego, or giving you the constant whoop hallelujahs and I love yous and Ariba Dirjays. What else they call it? Do little snooky booshy booshy. All that little lovey-dovey shit. It's cute. It's cute. Who you putting on for? That's what Spirit is saying. This is something you need to see about yourself. Like, I can't wait till I get my person so I can show the world that I've arrived. Or I can prove to myself that I was able to do it. And all of this was worth it. That's arrogance. Some of you have made the attachment your own self, your own ego. I want 3 Baskin Robbins for like it's a Christmas wish. I wish with all my might to fly with dragons in a land of hearts. Watch your facial expression start to change when you ask yourself, what if that person had no legs? I have no legs. What if that person had lost everything the moment you got him and you was in the middle of nowhere? What were you going to do? Are you going to leave the relationship? Right? Are you going to look at it differently? Because it's not what you ordered? Do you send back orders all the time? There's so many egos here. There's so many egos here. Most High is saying there's a lot of work to be done. And the moment you feel like healing is over, the moment you feel like there's nothing else to do except continue perpetuating this same distorted fragment of your identity, chaos will continue to find you. You will continue to meet chaos because you have vision problems. Your vision is impaired. It says, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. So the most important thing is your pursuit of more wisdom, your pursuit of more knowledge, your pursuit of more self-development. When that is your focus and everything else goes out of the window, the right people will come into your life. The people that no longer serve you, they will dissipate like into the wind. You won't even need to form attachments because you no longer feel lonely until you've reached that space of peace from within. You will be taunted by the dream you never had. You will be taunted by the relationship you wish you always had. You will be taunted by promises and this person promised to be different, or this person promised to be the right thing. You're placing your levels of expectation on faulty ground. Like, how does it that all these dark cards surround eternal love and promise? This is too hard. On one side, there's I'm irritated. I fucking can't stand this shit. Blah, 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 blah. On the other end, it's like I have a commitment here, but it's overwhelming. It's a lot of work. Blah, blah, blah. Then you have this other energy over here where it's like I'm suffering by my own thoughts of phobias or fears of fucking something up. And so they do anyway. It is really like, people, we need to build a new clubhouse. Look at this. Binding, obstruction, contract. You have to break this contract. You gotta break the karmic ties. Trying to have something with all of those past life karmic ties still attached to you. All of those karmic lessons that you were meant to learn, but you refuse to learn because you don't want to go outside and play with in the sandbox. Okay. All of those illnesses you were meant to overcome and persevere over, right? All those attachments you were meant to eradicate. The bondage you were meant to set yourself free from. Learning how to stop procrastinating and manage your time better and focus on you and your self-development. All of that stuff that you're supposed to give your all to. I give myself away so you can use me. My life is not my own. To you I belong. I give myself to you. If you can't give yourself to the Most High, trusting that the Most High will never find you void, will never leave you void. If you can't surrender that to a higher cause, a higher power, a higher love, we need a higher love. Oh, then how do you feel like you're ready to experience the highest level of this blessing? This peace, this love, this new beginning. How do you feel like you're meant to experience that? You want to ask the divine for something so rare and so great, right? But even you yourself doubt if you commit yourself, if you're actually going to get what you're asking for. So you're going into a negotiation already with your hand underneath the table. You're being real slick with it. I'll do just enough to get me there. Just so I can continue trying to prove to myself that it's still real. Like, you're still trying to figure out if fucking God is real. Like that. Whoever that part of this energy is resonating with, like, you're still trying to figure out at the core of it, is this shit really real? Is any of this stuff really real? Can you really see what you're really seeing right now? How do I know it's not real? How do I know it's real? The days or the time that has been spent trying to prove anything to you, the spirits coming through on this channel, they don't like to repeat themselves. So at this point, you have vision problems. Your vision needs to be fixed. You have to change your perception. You have to evolve your philosophies and your studies and expand your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding beyond just yourself and your ego and who you think you are and how important you feel you are to a greater whole. You have to really work on that shadow work. Because every failed relationship that you've experienced is because you were not prepared to have it. Or you got exactly what you were looking for. One or the other. Nonetheless, the root issue is you are binded to obstruction. Obscure obstructions too, which means how it happens is like, it's almost like clockwork. You could probably time it, how long something will last and how quickly it will end. And some people here even try to make new contracts. You go ahead and have new babies and you just pop out new beginnings yourself, just so you don't have to feel or deal with the reality that you are repeating the same lesson over and over and over again. Some of you, this is your past and you're reflecting on that past, and it may not even be happening right now, but you're being required to reflect on it because what you're heading towards needs you to understand and understand what this all means and how it has prepared you, how the steps you have been guided to take, the people you've been guided to meet, the journey you were guided to go down, how it all has all prepared you for where you're about to go. Okay? Because stress can't go with you. You can't take stress with you. You're going to have to be committed to this journey or die trying. That's what it says. Challenge, endurance, resolution. Commit or die trying. Either way, this is what you have to do. You have to break the curse of hate. You got to break the curse of misfortune. You got to break the curse of stress, anxiety, depression. You got to break those curses so you can dream a new dream. And you got to stay committed. Strategy. Didn't I tell you? There is a strategy. Look at that. You can now go and visit your family on the other side. Your ancestors are saying, now you can come. Now, yes. See. That is what? That is one. That is one of many, many karmic ties that you had, my love. It's like y'all. It's like I'm seeing ancestors like come to visit altars, and they're like, "This shit's still here. This the same shit we gonna come back again next year. We're gonna try again, and we gonna try again in the next cycle, in the next 3 months. Maybe they listened, maybe they didn't, but you on your own until you figure this shit out. You gotta clean this shit up. That's what your ancestors. Woo! Telling you, the Hierophant. You need to go back to your You need to go back to your spiritual studies. They said it's time for you to go back into your subconscious and really work on this 6 of coins. Oh, some of y'all try to get away. Try to take matters into your own hands here. And you know what? I really do feel like a lot of times, as exhausting as it may be, it's like, why would your higher self give you something just to take it away, right? Why would your higher self say, yes, you can have something, just to tell you no? I feel like what they were trying to get you to see is how to know when it's time to let go. I feel like that is the biggest lesson here. How to know when it's time to part ways, how to know when it's time to throw in the towel, how to just know without letting it go over and over and over and over again. You don't need proof. You don't need receipts. You don't need to wait until the shit hits the fan. You don't need to wait till you lost all your money. You don't need to wait until you can't even take care of yourself no more. You don't need to wait until you don't blow up and things got worse. You need to be able to see when it is time to part ways and do it with joy. So you can commit to learning other lessons. So you can recommit to breaking other ties, learning other lessons. Have the strength to say it's a wrap. It's okay. The moon. Because you already know it's coming anyway. It's coming anyway. You may not want to see it, but you know, you may be like, should I not? But it's coming nonetheless. The end is upon you. The Empress energy. Yeah. And you got to go into this, because you have to go into the thick of this. You're not going to be able to run from anything, okay? I feel like you're going to have to go into the thick of it. You're not going to be able to take the easy way out and, indirectly let shit happen on its own. You're going to have to make this decision for you confidently. And that is your test, to be able to make the decision, because you just know, and you don't need any other confirmation. So you have intuitive. I told you, Loon. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition, as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Taurus, I feel like that's all that I need to say to you in this reading. I'm sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.